Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Upper St. Clair Natatorium for the final dual meet of the season. This is a section meet between Upper St. Clair and Peters Township. We're starting off a little differently today. We're going to start with diving. The first diver today will be Kate Petkoff from Upper St. Clair. Okay, I think we're ready to kick off diving. Kate Petkoff will be our first diver today. And Kate will be doing a forward dive pike. Kate's scores are 5.0, 5.5, 6.5. Alina Mertens from Peters Township will be our second diver. Elena will be doing a forward 1.5 somersault tuck. Elena's scores are 4.5, 4.0, and 4.0.
Our next diver is Addison Burnett.
Addison Burnett from Upper St. Clair will be diving next. Addison will do a forward 1.5 somersault pike. Addison's scores are 5.5, 6.0, and 5.0.
Celia Ruth will be diving next from Peters Township.
Next up, we have Celia Ruth from Peters Township. Celia will be doing a forward dive tuck. Celia's scores are 4.5, 4.0, and 4.0. Maddie Morgan from Peters Township will be diving next. She will be doing a forward dive tuck. Maddie's scores are 4.0, 3.0, and 2.5.
Sam Levy will be up next from Upper St. Clair. Sam will be diving dive 103B, forward 1.5 somersault pike to 3.
Sam Levy will be diving next for Upper St. Clair. Sam's first dive will be a forward 1.5 somersault pike. Sam's scores are 6.0, 6.5, and 6.0. Derek Nisley from Peters Township will be diving next. Derek will be diving a forward dive tuck. Derek's scores are 3.5, 4.0, and 3.5. That will conclude our first round of diving. Moving on to the second round, led off by Kate Petkoff from Upper St. Clair. Kate will be doing a forward 1.5 somersault pike. Kate's scores are 6.0, 5.0, and 5.5.
Elena from Peters Township is up next.
Elena Mertens from Peters Township will be diving next.
Forward 2 somersaults.
She'll be doing a forward 2 somersault tuck. Elena's scores are 3.5, 3.5, and 3.0. Addison Burnett will be diving next for Upper St. Clair.
She'll be diving dive 104C, forward 2 somersaults, tuck.
Addison will be diving a forward 2 somersault tuck. Addison's scores are 5.0, 4.5, and 5.0.
Celia from Peters Township is up next with dive.
Celia will be diving next for Peters Township.
Back dive tuck.
Celia will be doing a back dive tuck. Celia's scores are 3.0, 3.0, and 4.0.
Up next is Maddie Morgan.
Maddie Morgan will be diving next for Peters Township.
Inward dive tuck, degree of difficulty 1.4.
Maddie will be doing an inward dive tuck. Maddie's scores are 3.0, 3.0, and 2.5. Sam Levy will be diving next.
104C, forward 2 somersaults, tuck, degree of difficulty.
Sam will be diving a forward 2 somersault tuck. Sam's scores are 7.0, 6.5, and 6.5.
Derek from Peters Township will be diving dive number 102C, forward 1 somersault tuck, degree of
Derek will be diving next for Peters Township. He'll be doing a forward 1 somersault tuck. Derek's scores are 2.5, 2.5, and 1.5. Kate will now start our third round of diving. Kate will be doing a reverse 1 somersault tuck. Kate's scores are 6.0, 5.0, and 5.5. Elena from Peters Township will be diving next. Elena will be doing a back 1.5 somersault tuck. Elena's scores are 5.5, 4.5, and 5.5.
Addison Burnett from Upper St. Clair will be diving dive 301B.
Addison Burnett will be diving next for Upper St. Clair.
1.7.
Addison's scores are 5.0, 5.5, and 5.5.
Celia from Peters Township will be diving dive 202A back, 1 somersault.
Celia will be diving next. She'll be doing a back, 1 somersault straight. Celia's scores are 2.5, 3.5, and 4.0. Maddie will be diving next for Peters Township.
Dive 201A, back dive straight.
Maddie will be doing a back drive straight. Maddie's scores are 3.5, 3.0, and 4.5.
Sam Lee from Upper St. Clair will be diving dive 105C forward 2.5 somersault.
Sam Levy will be next doing a forward 2.5 somersault twist
Top degree of difficulty 2.
with a tuck. Sam's scores are 4.5, 4.5, 5.0. Derek Nisley from Peters Township will be diving next.
Township will be diving dive 103C forward 1.5 somersault.
Derek will be doing a forward 1.5 somersault tuck.
1.6. C forward 1.5 somersault tuck degree of difficulty 1.6. Sorry. Dive number 202A back 1 somersault straight degree of difficulty 1.7.
Actually, Derek will be doing a back 1 somersault straight. Derek's scores are 2.5, 3.5, and 3.5. Moving on to our 4th round of diving, Kate Petkoff
201A back dive straight.
will be doing a back dive straight. Kate's scores are 5.0, 5.5, and 4.0. Elena Mertens from Peters Township is up next.
Elena from Peters Township will be diving dive 402C inward 1 somersault.
Elena will be doing an inward 1 somersault tuck.
1.6.
Elena's scores are 4.5, 5.0, and 5.0. Addison Burnett will be diving next for Upper St. Clair.
Will be diving 5231D, back, 1 1/2
Addison will be doing a back
free,
1 1/2 somersault twist. Addison's scores are 4.5, 5.0, and 5.0. Celia will be diving next for Peters Township.
Forward 1 1/2 somersault,
Celia will be doing a forward 1 1/2 somersault tuck. Celia's scores are 3.5, 2.5, and 3.0. Maddie will be diving next for Peters Township. Maddie will be doing a back 1 somersault with a half twist. Maddie's scores are 2.0, 2.0, and 2.0.
Sam from Upper St. Clair.
Sam Levy will be diving next for Upper St. Clair.
2 somersault,
Sam will be doing a back 2 somersault tuck. Sam's scores are 5.5, 5.5, and 5.0. Derek Nisley will be diving next for Peters Township.
Township will be diving 103C, forward 1 1/2 somersault.
Derek will be doing a forward 1 1/2 somersault tuck. Derek's scores are 5.0, 4.5, and 3.5. Moving on to round 5.
Starting the 5th round of diving.
Kate Petkoff
5222D, back, 1 somersault.
will be diving a back 1 somersault with 1 twist. Kate's scores are 5.0, 6.0, and 6.0. Elena Mertens from Peters Township will be diving next.
Will be diving 5122D, forward 1 somersault, 1 twist.
Elena will be doing a forward 1 somersault, 1 twist. Elena's scores are 3.5, 3.0, and 4.0. Addison Burnett from Upper St. Clair will be diving next.
Inward 1 somersault, tuck to
Addison will be doing an inward 1 somersault tuck. Addison's scores are 7.0, 6.0, and 6.5. Celia Ruth will be diving next for Peters Township.
Will be diving dive 301C, reverse dive, tuck, degree of difficulty.
Celia will be doing a reverse dive tuck. Celia's scores are 2.0, 2.0, and 1.0. Maddie Morgan will be diving next for Peters Township.
Maddie from Peters Township will be diving dive 402C, inward, one somersault tuck.
Maddie will be doing an inward one somersault tuck. That was a failed dive.
Failed dive. Sam Levy from Upper St. Clair.
Sam Levy will be diving next for Upper St. Clair.
D, back, one somersault, 1.5 twist.
Sam will be doing a back one somersault, 1 1/2 twist. Sam's scores are 6.0, 5.5, and 5.5. Derek Nisley will be the final diver in round 5.
401C, inward dive, tuck.
Derek will be doing an inward dive tuck. Derek's scores are 4.5, 4.5, and 3.5. Kicking off our last round of diving is Kate Petkoff from Upper St. Clair.
With dive number 402C, inward, one somersault.
Kate will be doing an inward one somersault tuck. Kate's scores are 5.5, 6.0, and 7.0. For her final dive, Elena Mertens from Peters Township will be doing a back one somersault with 1 1/2 twist. Addison's scores are 5.0, 4.5, and 4.5.
Celia will be diving dive 401C,
Celia's final dive
dive tuck.
will be an inward dive tuck. Celia's scores are 4.0, 4.0, and 5.0. For her final dive, Maddie Morgan will be doing a forward 1 somersault tuck. Maddie's scores are 2.0, 3.5, and 3.5. Sam Levy will be diving next for Upper St. Clair. For his final dive, he'll be doing a 1 1/2 somersault tuck. Sam's scores are 5.5, 6.0, and 5.5.
The final dive of the night will be Derek. Dive number 5221D, back 1 somersault, half twist, free.
Finishing our diving will be Derek. Derek will be diving a back 1 somersault twist. His scores are 4.0, 3.0, and 2.5. This will conclude the diving portion of the meet, and we will be moving on to swimming, beginning with the girls' 200-yard medley relay. We're about to start the swimming portion of the meet. Once again, we're at the Upper St. Clair Natatorium in our final dual meet of the year in the section meet with Peters Township. Starting off the swimming portion with the girls' 200-yard medley relay. In Heat 1, Lane 1, Upper St. Clair, led off by Jocelyn Sefchek, Becca Kopaz, Emily Whiteford, and Sandra McFarlane. Lane 2, Upper St. Clair, led off by Lily Bernard, Evie Sullivan, Serena Krishnaswamy, and Clara Senchishak. Lane 3, Upper St. Clair. Taylor Connors will be leading off with a backstroke, followed by Caitlin Connor, Amanda Adar, and Abby Rakowski. In Lane 6, we have Peters Township, led by Samara Smith, Lindsay Glover, Lydia Molinaro, and Maddie Langloss. And in Lane 8, we have Peters Township, led by Cassie Coleman, Serena Zhu, Abby Smith, and Ava Burrows. Finishing the backstroke portion of the relay, Lane 3, Taylor Connors, handed off to Caitlin Connors. Actually, all the breaststrokers are now in the water. Oh, Lane 1's just coming in. Jocelyn Sefchek just handed off to Becca Kopaz. In Lane 2, we have Evie Sullivan swimming breaststroke. Lane 3, Caitlin Connor. Lane 6, Lindsay Glover. And Lane 7, Lane 8, Serena Zhu. Lane 3, Upper St. Clair. Caitlin Connor has a nice lead, and she's about to hand off to Amanda Adar for fly. Followed in Lane 6, Lindsay Glover, handing off to Lydia Molinaro. And in Lane 2, Evie Sullivan to Serena Krishnaswamy. Lane 8, Serena Zhu just handed off to Abby Smith. In Lane 1, Becca Kopaz will be handing off to Emily Whiteford. Final leg of the race. We have Amanda Adar handing off to Abby Rakowski in Lane 3 for Upper St. Clair. In lane 6, Lydia Molinaro handing off to Maddie Langloth for Peters Township. Lane 2, Serena Krishnaswamy handing off to Clara Senchishak for Upper St. Clair. And it's a tight race between lane 2 and lane 8. Lane 8, Abby Smith handed off to Ava Burrows. We have Ava Burrows and Clara Senchishak racing for third place. It looks like Clara may have a slight lead. Sandra McFarland just went in the water in lane 1 off of Emily Whiteford's fly touch. The race ended Upper St. Clair in first place with a 1:49.05, followed in second place by Peters Township with a 1:56.87. Third place Upper St. Clair 2 minutes 46. Fourth place Peters Township 2:04.89. And in fifth place, we have Upper St. Clair with a 2:29.05. We now have the boys' 200-yard medley relay. In lane 1, we have Upper St. Clair, led off by Luke Bishop, Topher Bishop, Ethan Lazinski, and Mahesh Lakshmanian. In lane 2, we have Upper St. Clair, Pavel Shavanaugh, Luis Quiroga Castaneda, Matthew Fibby, and Boshi Dong. Lane 3, Upper St. Clair, Alexi Shabanow, Patrick Benedict, Ethan Neal, and Max Shipley. Lane 4, Upper St. Clair, Ganesh Sivamakrishan, Will Purum, Daniel Wang, and Ryan Senchishak. Lane 6, Peters Township, Justin Mahalan, Michael Pazukanix, Scott Zhu, and Ryan Rose. And in lane 8, Peters Township, Rishi Gojianiani, Trevor Urbanik, Teddy Ellison, and Ian McChesney. Breaststrokers are going in the water. We have Patrick Benedict in the lead in lane 3. Or actually, I'm sorry, that's Will Purum, followed very closely by Patrick Benedict in 3 and Michael Pazukanix in lane 6. So it's a tight race for second, with lane 3 having a slight lead out in first for Upper St. Clair. Will Purum just handed off to Daniel Wang, Patrick Benedict to Ethan Neal, and Michael Pazukanix to Scott Zhu. Over in lane 8, Trevor Urbanik handed off to Allison Teddy. Lane 2, Luis Quiroga Castaneda to Matthew Fibby. And in lane 1, Topher Bishop to Ethan Lazinski. Lane 3 remains, actually, this is, if you're watching the race, it's coming down to the final lap between lane 4, and lane 6, between Ryan Senchishak and Ryan Rose. We'll see if Peters Township can catch them. Close race, and looks like Upper St. Clair got to the wall first with a 1:39.17, followed by Peters Township with a 1:39.34. In third place, we have Upper St. Clair, 1:43.69. Fourth place, we have Peters Township, 1:53.20. Fifth place, Upper St. Clair, 1:53.69. And sixth place, Upper St. Clair, 1:59.13. Our next event is the girls' 200-yard freestyle. In lane 2, we have Teresa Aspinall from Peters Township. Lane 3, Kat Marchando, Upper St. Clair. Lane 4, Megan Kwiatkowski, Peters Township. Lane 5, Rachel Fibby, Upper St. Clair. Lane 6, Mara Augustinowitz, Peters Township. And lane 7, Freya Kyle, Upper St. Clair. Off the block, looks like Rachel Fibby has a slight lead, with Mara Augustinowitz hanging very closely. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the lanes backwards. Looks like Rachel Fibby's off to a slight lead, with Megan Kwiatkowski hanging right in there with her. Close race for third place between Teresa Aspinall, Kat Marchando, and Freya Kyle, followed up with Mara Augustinowitz. Rachel Fibby's she's extending her lead. She goes into her second turn. our third turn, fourth lap. Megan Kwiatkowski remains in second, and Freya Kyle has pulled into third. Still a close race over here between lanes 2 and 3, Teresa Aspinall and Kat Marchando. Rachel Fibby continues to extend her lead, and Freya Kyle has begun to creep up on Megan Kwiatkowski. They still have a 75 left, so this could be a good race. The race remains very tight between lanes 2 and lane 3 for fourth place, Kat Marchando and Teresa Aspinall. Looks like this race will go to Rachel Fibby. She's flipping and heading down the home stretch. It's her final lap. Megan Kwiatkowski has remained in second, with Freya Kyle will be touching for third. Rachel Fibby finishes first with a 2 minutes .80. Megan Kwiatkowski with a 2:05.31. Freya Kyle 2:09.55 in third. For Upper St. Clair, continued the tight race between Kat Marchando and Teresa Aspinall. Kat Marchando got to the wall first with a 2:15.99. Teresa Aspinall in fifth with a 2:16.15. Mara Augustanowicz finishes in sixth place with a 2:28.64. We have the boys 200-yard freestyle next. In lane 2, we have Austin Chris, Peters Township. Lane 3, Matt Fizukowski, Upper St. Clair. Lane 4, Josh Knurr, Peters Township. Lane 5, Josh Matheny, Upper St. Clair. Lane 6, Mike Bullister, Peters Township. Lane 7, Noah Levine, Upper St. Clair. And in lane 8, Calvin Falls, Peters Township. Off the block, looks like a close race between lanes 3, 4, and 5. Matthew Zukowski is out first to a slight lead over Josh Knurr and Josh Matheny. Followed in fourth place by Mike Bullister. And Noah Levine. Calvin Falls and Austin Chris are racing for sixth. Matt Fizukowski remains in the lead with the race for second place between Josh Knurr and Josh Matheny. Fourth place belongs to Mike Bullister, with Noah Levine pulling into fifth. Looks like there's been a slight change in leadership. Josh Matheny's pulled into the lead on this third 50, ahead of Matt Fizukowski and Josh Knurr. They have 150 left. Josh Matheny's continued to extend his lead. Matt Fizukowski remains in second, and Josh Knurr following within third. In fourth place, we have Mike Bullister. Fifth place, Noah Levine. Josh Matheny finishes in first with a 150.87. Matt Fizukowski in second with a 153.90. In third place, we have Josh Knurr, 157.83. Fourth place, Mike Bullister, 203.99. In fifth place, we're going to have Noah Levine from Upper St. Clair with a 210.80. Sixth place, Austin Chris, Peters Township, 218.76. And seventh place, Calvin Falls, Peters Township, 219.93. We have the 200-yard individual medley next. Lane 3, we have Serena Krishnaswamy, Upper St. Clair. Lane 4, Serena Zhu, Peters Township. Lane 5, Caitlin Connors, Upper St. Clair. Lane 6, Lindsay Glover, Peters Township. And Lane 7, Evie Sullivan, Upper St. Clair. Okay, as we've watched this race in the past, you know, the lead can often change depending on who's stronger at the different strokes. Right now, Caitlin Connors has almost a body length lead on the fly, with a close race for second between the other 4 competitors. Caitlin Connors is going to turn first to backstroke. Serena Krishnaswamy, Serena Zhu, Lindsay Glover, and then Evie Sullivan all remain in pretty tight competition for second place. Serena Krishnaswamy may have a slight lead. She's extending it a little bit in her backstroke. Serena does continue to pull ahead of Lindsay Glover, Evie Sullivan, and Serena Zhu. Caitlin Connors remains in first, turning into the breaststroke. Followed by Serena Krishnaswamy in second in lane 3. Caitlin Connors about to turn on her final 50. Serena Krishnaswamy in second, with Lindsay Glover in third, Serena Zhu in fourth, and Evie Sullivan in fifth. But it's a close race between Evie Sullivan and Serena Zhu for fourth place. Looks like Caitlin Connors is about to finish her race with a 2:12.69. Followed in second place by Serena Krishnaswamy with a 2:26.55. In third with Lindsay Glover with a 2:32.28. Followed closely by Serena Zhu, 2:33.78, and Evie Sullivan, 2:35.56. Next, we have the boys' 200-yard individual medley. Lane 1, Ethan Lazinski, Upper St. Clair. Lane 2, Rishi Gojanini, Peters Township. Lane 3, Colby Bernard, Upper St. Clair. Lane 4, Larry Liu, Peters Township. Lane 5, Ganesh Sivaramakrishnan, Upper St. Clair. Lane 6, Trevor Urbanik, Peters Township. Lane 7, Whit Burns, Upper St. Clair. And Lane 8, Michael Mongaluzzo, Peters Township. Hey, at the start of the race, going into the first turn, Ganesh Sivaramakrishnan turns first, followed closely by Colby Bernard. The two are out ahead of the pack. Everybody else is pretty closely tied at this point. Ganesh will turn first into the backstroke, followed by Colby in lane 3. With Larry Liu and Trevor Urbanik and Whit Burns racing for third place. We have Ethan Lazinski catching up on the backstroke with Larry Liu, Trevor Urbanek, and Whit Burns, making it an even closer race for third. And then for seventh, we have Rishi Gogajani and Michael Mangaluso. Ganesh Sivaramakrishnan in lane 5 has continued to stay out ahead, with Colby Bernard in second, pretty firmly in second. We still have that race for third going on between Larry Liu, Trevor Urbanek, and Whit Burns. Ganesh Sivaramakrishnan will finish first with a 1:57.61. Followed in second place by Colby Bernard with a 2:07.28. We're going to see who gets their hand to the wall for third. It looks like Whit Burns did it with a 2:12.12. Trevor Urbanek in fourth with a 2:12.21. And Larry Liu in fifth with a 2:12.42. Great race. We have Ethan Lazinski in sixth place with a 2:25.88. Michael Mangaluso in seventh place with a 2:30.74, and Rishi Gogajanani in eighth place with a 2:33.99. Next up, we have the girls' 50-yard freestyle. In lane 1, we have Sophia Montoya from Upper St. Clair. Lane 2, Gabriela Manzari, Peters Township. Lane 3, Amanda Adar, Upper St. Clair. Lane 4, Maddie Langlois, Peters Township. Lane 5, Abby Rakowski, Upper St. Clair. Lane 6, Jillian Logan, Peters Township. Lane 7, Clara Senchashak, Upper St. Clair. And Lane 8, Cassie Coleman, Peters Township. Once again, this race is all about the start and the turn. So we'll see who gets off and gets to the turn the fastest, gets off the block the fastest, and gets to the turn the fastest. Right now, it looks like Amanda Adar and Abby Rakowski. Actually, Amanda Adar, they turned at about the same time, with Maddie Langlois in between the two. Jillian Logan, Clara Senchashak racing for fourth. It looks like Abby Rakowski got to the wall first, 24.96. Second place goes to Amanda Adar, 25.19. Third place, Maddie Langlois, 25.99. Now we're looking at the boys' 50-yard freestyle. Lane 1, Topher Bishop, Upper St. Clair. Lane 2, James Acker, Peters Township. Lane 3, Daniel Wang, Upper St. Clair. Lane 4, Ryan Rose, Peters Township. Lane 5, Ryan Senchashak, Upper St. Clair. Lane 6, Alex Haig, Peters Township. Lane 7, Jason Zhang, Upper St. Clair. And Lane 8, Aiden Filer, Peters Township. Off the block, it's Daniel Wang, Ryan Rose, and Ryan Senchashak. Looks like Ryan Rose got to the wall first for the turn. Ryan Senchashak and Daniel Wang are right there. The three, and a very, very tight race for first. We'll see who gets to the wall first. Ryan Rose with a 21.77. Ryan Senchashak, 21.81. Daniel Wang, 22.18. In fourth place, we had Alex Haig, 22.73 for Peters Township. Fifth, Jason Zhang, 22.96 for Upper St. Clair. Sixth place, Aiden Filler, 23.66 for Peters Township. So a close race over between lanes 6, 7, and 8. And then in between lanes 1 and 2, Topher Bishop with a 24.66 and James Acker with a 24.20. So some great racing. Our next event will be the girls' 100-yard butterfly. We're about to get started with the girls 100-yard butterfly. Lane 1, Clara Senchishak, Upper St. Clair. Lane 3, Rachel Fibby, Upper St. Clair. Lane 4, Lydia Molinaro, Peters Township. Lane 5, Taylor Connors, Upper St. Clair. Lane 6, Abby Smith, Peters Township. And Lane 7, Evie Sullivan, Upper St. Clair. Girls are in the water. Looks like Taylor Connors is out to a slight lead at the first turn. Followed in a race for second place between Lydia Molinaro, Rachel Fibby, and Abby Smith. Taylor Connors has continued to pull out her lead and distance herself from the rest of the pack. But it is a tight race for second between lanes 3, 4, and 6. With Evie Sullivan and Clara Senchishak not far behind the rest of the pack at this point, racing for 5th place. The race is going to go to Taylor Connors, who's managed to extend her lead even further, finishes in a 56.51. Looks like second place will go to Lydia Molinaro from Peters Township, 102.38. Rachel Fibby in third, 103.53. Abby Smith in fourth, 104.21. Evie Sullivan in fifth, 106.15. And Claire Senchishak in sixth with a 107.48. We now have the boys 100-yard butterfly. In lane 1, we have Matt Zukowski, Upper St. Clair. Lane 2, Justin Manholland, Peters Township. Lane 3, Josh Matheny, Upper St. Clair. Lane 4, Scott Zhu, Peters Township. Lane 5, Colby Bernard, Upper St. Clair. Lane 6, Josh Knurr, Peters Township. Lane 7, Will Perham, Upper St. Clair. And Lane 8, Russell Falls, Peters Township. Actually, looks like Josh Matheny will not be swimming in this event. And looks like Upper St. Clair moved their swimmers over. So Matthew Zukowski is swimming in 3, Colby Bernard in 5, and Will Perham. So they moved Matthew into 3 instead of Josh Matheny. Right now, Scott Zhu is in the lead with Josh Knurr not far behind. Colby Bernard, Justin Mahalan, Will Perham, and Russell Falls all battling it out for second place right now. I think first place is going to go to Scott Zhu from Peters Township in lane 4. He's being closely followed in lane 2 by Justin Mahalan. Colby Bernard finishes in 3rd with Russell Falls in 4th. Josh Knurr in 5th, Will Perham in 6th, and Matthew Zukowski in 7th.
Lane 2 for Peters Township, Ava Burrows. Lane 3 for Upper St. Clair, Serena.
Next up, we have the girls 100-yard freestyle. Lane 1, we have Emily Whiteford from Upper St. Clair. Lane 2, Ava Burrows, Peters Township. Lane 3, Serena Krishnaswamy, Upper St. Clair. Lane 4, Gabriella Manzari, Peters Township. Lane 5, Amanda Adar, Upper St. Clair. And Lane 7, Kat Marchando, Upper St. Clair. So once again, this is the girls' 100-yard freestyle. Off the block, we have Amanda Adar in lane 5 in the lead, with the remaining swimmers in the field grouped pretty closely, fighting for second place. Looks like Serena Krishnaswamy in lane 3 could be pulling slightly ahead of Gabriella Manzari. The lead remains with Amanda Adar in lane 5, followed by Serena Krishnaswamy in second, Gabriella Manzari in third, with a tight race for fourth between Kat Marchando and Ava Burrows. I'm sorry, the tight race between Emily Whiteford and Kat Marchando, followed by Ava Burrows. Next up, we have the boys 100-yard freestyle. In lane 1, we have Mahesh Lakshminarayaran. Lane 2, Mike Bullister, Peters Township. Lane 3, Max Shipley, Upper St. Clair. Lane 4, Alex Haig, Peters Township. Lane 5, Ryan Senchishak, Upper St. Clair. Lane 6, Devin Patel, Peters Township. And lane 7, Luke Bishop, Upper St. Clair. Off the start, Ryan Senchishak is in the lead as he's finishing the first 50, but Alex Haig is hanging very closely, and Max Shipley is right in there for third. We have a close race for fourth between Mike Bullister, Devin Patel, and Luke Bishop. Looks like it could come down to the final 25 between Ryan Senchishak and Alex Haig. They flipped out about the same time. It looks like Alex Haig may be pulling into a slight lead. We'll see who can get to that wall first. Up, Alex Haig got it, 49.46. Ryan Senchishak, 49.69. Max Shipley, 51.82. Fourth place goes to Luke Bishop, 56.49. With fifth place, Devin Patel, 56.82. And sixth place, Mike Bullister, 57.58. And following in seventh, we have Mahesh Lakshminarayaran for Upper St. Clair to 107.77. Now we follow up one of the sprint races with a distance race. We have the girls 500-yard freestyle. Lane 3, we have Abby Rakowski from Upper St. Clair. Lane 4, Teresa Aspinall, Peters Township. Lane 5, Sophia Schlichting, Upper St. Clair. Lane 6, Mara Augustanowitz, Peters Township. And lane 7, Freya Kyle, Upper St. Clair. Once again, this is a race of strategy. Whoever's in the first place at the front half may not be the winner, depending on how the swimmers decide to swim it, what they save up for their back half. Currently, we have Abby Rakowski out in first, with Sophia Schlichting in second, and Teresa Aspinall in third. And a close race between Teresa Aspinall and Freya Kyle, and Mara Augustanowitz in fifth. Sophia Schlichting and Abby Rakowski are matching each other almost stroke for stroke as they flip and head down for their fourth lap of the race. So it's a good race for first, and looks like it's going to be a good race for third as well between Freya Kyle and Teresa Aspinall. The close race continues between Abby Rakowski and Sophie Schlichting. They're splitting similar splits and turning a little under half a second apart. So Schlichting may have pulled into a slight lead, but that could change very quickly. Freya Kyles moved into third place.
Justin!
Ahead of Teresa Aspinall. And Mara Augustynowicz remains in fifth. So Schlichting has continued to pull slightly ahead of Abby Rakowski. So Schlichting and Abby Rakowski just flipped and they're halfway on lane, their 10th lane, they're halfway through the race. Freya Kyle remains in third with Teresa Aspinall and followed by Mara Augustynowicz. So Schlichting and Abby Rakowski now have 8 laps left to go in their race. And so Schlichting and Abby Rakowski come down and flip at the start end. They'll have 4 laps left. They remain pretty tight in the race for first, with Schlichting having a slight, about a half a body length lead over Abby Rakowski. Freya Kyle remains in third with Teresa Aspinall in fourth and Mara Augustynowicz in fifth. Okay, so Schlichting is going to have the whistle blown over her. It will be her final 50. Looks like Abby Rakowski may have saved up a little bit for her final 50. We'll see if she has enough left to run down So Schlichting. Looks like there may not be enough pool left to do it. So finishes first with a 5:14.46. Abby Rakowski in second with a 5:15.90. Freya Kyle is now on her final 50. Freya Kyle finishes in third with a 5:52.26. Teresa Aspinall just flipped, is heading down for her final 50 of the race. I apologize. That was Marga Augustynowicz who flipped, and Teresa Aspinall just finished in fourth place with a 6:12.28. Mara Augustanovic finishes in 5th with a 6:36.89.
Freestyle.
We've got the boys 500-yard freestyle coming up next. Lane 2, Calvin Falls for Peters Township. Lane 3, Pavel Shabanoff, Upper St. Clair. Lane 4, Russell Falls, Peters Township. Lane 5, Andrew White, Upper St. Clair. Lane 6, Teddy Allison, Peters Township. And Lane 7, Matthew Fibby, Upper St. Clair. Boys are off the block. Andrew White will be going first into the turn, followed by Pavel Shabanoff and Matthew Fibby. We're racing for third, going on between Calvin Falls, Russell Falls, and Teddy Allison. Andrew White remains in first, followed by Matthew Fibby over in lane 7 and Pavel Shabanoff in lane 3. Looks like Russell Falls has distanced himself from Calvin Falls and Teddy Allison, moving into 4th place. Andrew White has a comfortable lead in first, with Matthew Fibby and Pavel Shabanoff fighting it out for 2nd place. Russell Falls remains comfortably in 4th, with Calvin Falls and Teddy Allison competing for 5th. Andrew White just finished his first 200 or first 8 laps. He's got 12 left to go. Looking strong. Still vying for 2nd. We have Matthew Fibby and Pavel Shabanoff, with Russell Falls comfortably in 4th. Andrew White just passed the halfway mark. We have Pavel Shabanoff and Matthew Fibby and continuing their tight race for 2nd. Russell Falls in 4th. Calvin Falls in 5th. And Teddy Allison. Well, Calvin Falls and Teddy Allison, actually it's very close between the two for 5th place. Looks like Teddy Allison may be flipping slightly ahead of Calvin Falls. Pavel Shabanoff has begun to pull slightly away from Matthew Fibby. He's about a body length ahead with 5 laps to go. Andrew White just flipped. He's got 100 left, or 4 laps. Russell Falls remains in 4th. And there continues to be a tight race for 5th between Calvin Falls and Teddy Allison. Andrew White's coming back. He's got a 75 left. He'll have a 50 Starter will blow a whistle at this next turn. Andrew White finishing in first with a 4:52.27. Finishing in second will Pavel Shabanov with a 5:08.77. And in third place we'll have Matthew Fibby with a 5:13.72. Teddy Allison finishes fourth. Russell Falls finishes fourth with a 5:31.12, followed by Teddy Allison and Calvin Falls. They've got 150 left. They just started their final 50. And it has remained a tight race between the two boys. But it looks like Teddy Allison may have pulled a slight lead. And he will be finishing in fifth place. Yep, fifth place goes to Teddy Allison with a 6:13.50. And sixth place goes to Calvin Falls with a 6:17 flat. We now have the girls' 200-yard freestyle relay. In lane 1, we have Upper St. Clair, led off by Serena Krishnaswamy, Sandra McFarland, Jocelyn Sefcek, and Becca Kopaz. Lane 3, Upper St. Clair, Rachel Fibby, Caitlin Connors, Clara Senchashak, and Amanda Adar. Lane 6, Peters Township, Jillian Logan, Lydia Molinaro, Maddie Langlaws, and Megan Kwiatkowski. Lane 8, Peters Township, Serena Zhu, Abby Smith, Gabriella Manzari, and Teresa Aspinall. Okay, the girls are off. Heading up lane 1, we have Serena Krishnaswamy. Lane 3, Rachel Fibby. Lane 6, Jillian Logan. Lane 8, Serena Zhu. Looks like Rachel Fibby is out to a lead right now over Jillian Logan in second. Rachel Fibby's handing off to Caitlin Connors. Jillian Logan to Lydia Molinaro in sixth. Serena Zhu in lane 8 to Abby Smith, and Serena Krishnaswamy in lane 1 to Sandra McFarland. Caitlin Connors has pulled slightly ahead of Lydia Molinaro. When she touches, she'll be handing off to Clara Senchashak in lane 3. Lydia Molinaro will be handing off to Maddie Langlaw in 6. Over in lane 8, Abby Smith will be handing off to Gabriella Manzari. And Sandra McFarland to Jocelyn Sefcek in lane 1. So Clara Senchashak finishes her 50. She's going to hand off to Amanda Adar in lane 3. It's a close race, although Upper St. Clair has about a half a body length lead. Maddie Langlaw just handed off to Megan Kwiatkowski. Looks like this race will go to Upper St. Clair. Over in lane 8, Gabriella Manzari handed off to Teresa Aspinall. And in lane 1, Jocelyn Sefcek to Becca Kopaz. Upper St. Clair finishes in first with a 1:42.42. Peters Township in second with a 1:44.25. And Peters Township in third with a 1:52.72. We have Upper St. Clair finishing in 4th with a 2:09.91. Next up, we've got the boys 200-yard freestyle relay. Lane 1, we have Upper St. Clair, led off by Will Perham, Luke Bishop, Mahesh Lakshmanayaran, and Noah Levine. Lane 2, we have Upper St. Clair, Max Shipley, Colby Bernard, Pavel Shabanoff, and Whip Burns. Lane 3, Upper St. Clair, Daniel Wang, Ryan Senchishak, Matt Vizukowski, and Ganesh Sivaramakrishnan. Lane 6, Peters Township, Justin Mahalan, Alex Haig, Michael Pazukanix, and Ryan Rose. And Lane 8, Peters Township, James Acker, Trevor Urbanik, Jacob Langlaw, and Aiden Filler. In the water, right now looks like Max Shipley is out in front in Lane 2, followed really closely by Daniel Wang. However, it looks like Peters Township over in Lane 6. Alex Haig has a slight lead, though Ryan Senchishak is chasing him down. They're going to come touch at about the same time. Alex Haig's handing off to Michael Pazukanix, Ryan Senchishak to Matt Vizukowski. So, and I may not have the correct order, because it looks like Daniel Wang is actually in the pool in Lane 3, swimming against Michael Pazukanix over in the 6. Ganesh Sivaramakrishnan just dove in 3, racing against Ryan Rose over in Lane 6. Looks like Ganesh in Lane 3 may hold the lead over Ryan Rose. And in the race may go to Upper St. Clair. Yep. Upper St. Clair finishes 1:28.8. First place. Second place, Peters Township, 1:29.31. Third place, Upper St. Clair, 1:35.54. Fourth place, Peters Township, 1:35.67. And fifth place, Upper St. Clair, 1:46.27.
19, girls 100-yard backstroke. Swimming in Lane 2 for Peters Township is Ava Burrows. Lane 3 for Upper St. Clair, Lily Bernard.
We now have the girls 100-yard backstroke. Lane 2, we have Ava Burrows, Peters Township. Lane 3, Lily Bernard, Upper St. Clair. Lane 4, Samara Smith, Peters Township. Lane 5, Taylor Connors, Upper St. Clair. Lane 6, Cassie Coleman, Peters Township. And Lane 7, Caroline Wright, Upper St. Clair. Off the start, we have Taylor Connors out in front with Lily Bernard in second, and a close race for third going on between Ava Burrows, Samara Smith, Cassie Coleman, and Caroline Wright. Taylor Connors remains out in front, followed by Lily Bernard, Samara Smith, Caroline Wright. Caroline Wright looks like she may have moved into third. Samara Smith in fourth. Cassie Coleman in fifth, and Ava Burrows in sixth. Taylor Connors continues to pull ahead. Lily Bernard remains firmly in second, Caroline Wright in third, and Samara Smith in fourth. Taylor Connors wins the race with a 56.66, followed by Lily Bernard, 102.17, Caroline Wright, 105.49, Samara Smith, 108.79, Cassie Coleman, 110.99, and Ava Burrows in sixth with a 117.75. We've got the boys 100-yard backstroke up next. Lane 1, we have Ethan Lazinski, Upper St. Clair. Lane 2, Jacob Langlaw, Peters Township. Lane 3, Ethan Neal, Upper St. Clair. Lane 4, Scott Zhu, Peters Township. Lane 5, Alexi Shabana, Upper St. Clair. Lane 6, Devin Patel, Peters Township. And Lane 7, Boshi Dong, Upper St. Clair.
Okay.
Okay, and the boys are off. Got Ethan Neal out in front, off the start, going into the turn first, followed by Alexi Shabana in 5, and Scott Zhu in 4, sorry. Over in 1, Ethan Lazinski is right there with Scott Zhu, racing for 3rd place. Ethan Neal turns first, followed by Alexi Shabana, Scott Zhu, Ethan Lazinski. Boshi Dong in lane 7 is in 5th. Devin Patel in lane 6 is in 6th. And Jacob Landlaw in lane 2 is in 7th. Looks like the race is going to go to Ethan Neal. Ethan will finish with a 53.08. Followed in 2nd place by Alexi Shabana, 55.41. 3rd place, Scott Zhu, a minute point 56. 4th place, Boshi Dong, 104.91. 5th place, Ethan Lazinski, 106.45. 6th place, Devin Patel, 107.37. And 7th place, Jacob Langlaw, 110.48. We have the final girls individual event, which is the girls 100-yard breaststroke. Lane 2, we have Serena Zhu, Peters Township. Lane 3, Emily Whiteford, Upper St. Clair. Lane 4, Lindsay Glover, Peters Township. Lane 5, Caitlin Connors, Upper St. Clair. Lane 6, Abby Smith, Peters Township. And Lane 7, Sophia Montoya, Upper St. Clair. Once again, this is the girls' 100-yard breaststroke. Off the block, we have Caitlin Connor, Lindsay Glover, and Abby Smith. Holding pretty even. Caitlin Connor's actually getting her hands to the wall first, with the 3 swimmers from Peters tightly packed behind her. That's Serena Zhu, Lindsay Glover, and Abby Smith. We have Emily Whiteford and Sophia Montoya. Caitlin Connors turns first. The race for second is pretty competitive between Lindsay Glover and Abby Smith, as is the race for third between Sophia Montoya and Serena Zhu, with Emily Whiteford racing in there for 5th. Looks like the race will go to Caitlin Connors for Upper St. Clair in lane 5 with a 109.97. Followed in 2nd place by Lindsay Glover for Peters Township in lane 4, 113.53. And 3rd place, Abby Smith, 113.62. Next up, we've got the boys' 100-yard breaststroke. In lane 1, we have Luis Quiroga Castaneda, Upper St. Clair. Lane 2, Trevor Urbanik, Peters Township. Lane 3, Jason Zhang, Upper St. Clair. Lane 4, Alan Liu, Peters Township. Lane 5, Patrick Benedict, Upper St. Clair. Lane 6, Larry Liu, Peters Township. Lane 7, Ganesh Sivaramarakrishnan, Upper St. Clair. And Lane 8, Michael Mangaluzzo, Peters Township. Looks like a close race off the block. Lanes 2 through 7 are pretty even. 7, Ganesh Sivaramakrishnan may be slightly ahead. Jason Zhang is right there with him, as is Patrick Benedict and Alan Liu. Gosh, it's almost too close to call. The 4 boys turned very close. Larry Liu is in there as well, as is Trevor Urbanik. Looks like Jason Zhang is pulling slightly ahead of the field. He turned first with Ganesh Sivaramakrishnan and Alan Liu racing for second. Patrick Benedict right in the mix. The race goes to Ganesh Sivaramakrishnan with a 1:02.01. In second place, we have Jason Zhang, 1:02.04. Very close race. Third place, Patrick Benedict, 1:02.79. Fourth place, Alan Liu, 1:03.08. Fifth place, Trevor Urbanek, 1:03.53. Sixth place, Larry Liu, 1:05.11. Seventh place, Michael Mangaluso, 1:07.88. And eighth place, Luis Quiroga Castaneda, 1:13.44. Next up, we've got the girls' 400-yard freestyle relay. This will be our final event of the meet. In lane 1, we have Upper St. Clair, led off by Evie Sullivan, Kat Marchando, Sophia Montoya, and Emily Whiteford. Lane 3, we've got Upper St. Clair, led off by Rachel Fibby, Freya Kyle, Lily Bernard, and Sophia Schlichting. Lane 6, Peters Township, led off by Jillian Logan, Lydia Molinaro, Maddie Langlaw, and Megan Kwiatkowski. And lane 8, we've got Peters Township, Gabriella Manzari, Mara Augustanowicz, Teresa Aspinwall, and Samara Smith. Right now we've got Jillian Logan out to a slight lead in lane 6 over lane 3, Rachel Fibby, with a close race for third between lanes 1, Evie Sullivan, and lane 8, Gabriella Manzari. Jillian Logan just handed off to Lydia Molinaro. Peters Township's maintained its slight lead. Rachel Fibby hand off to Freya Kyle. Gabriella Manzari to Marga Augustanowicz, and Evie Sullivan to Kat Marchando. So good race for third place between lanes 1 and 8, and a great race for first place between lanes 3 and 6. Lydia Molinaro touches, hands off to Maddie Langlaw. Freya Kyle to Lily Bernard. It looks like Kat Marchando has pulled lane 1 slightly ahead of lane 8. She just touched and handed off to Sophia Montoya. Mara Augustanowicz in lane 8 hands off to Teresa Aspinall. Peters Township is continuing to extend its lead with Maddie Langlaw in the water against Lily Bernard. Maddie Langlaw is about to hand off to Megan Kwiatkowski over in lane 6. Lily Bernard to Soph Schlichting in lane 3. We've got Sophia Montoya in 1, handing off to Emily Whiteford. And Teresa Aspinall in 8, handing off to Samara Smith. It remains a good race between 1 and 8. And between 3 and 6, it looks like 6 has about a body length lead. Peters Township's Megan Kwiatkowski. Looks like the race is going to go to Peters Township. Megan Kukowski touching first with a 3:51.33. Upper St. Clair slow Schlichting in lane 3, touching second, 3:53.71. And it looks like lane 1 has managed to pull ahead. Lane 1 will be touching fourth, Emily Whiteford for Upper St. Clair with a 4:18.08. And Samara Smith in lane 8 for Peters Township, touching fourth with a 4:25.73. Our final event of the day and our final event of the dual meet season will be the boys 400-yard freestyle relay. In lane 1, we have Upper St. Clair, Luke Bishop, Boshi Dong, Mahesh Lakshminayaran, and Noah Levine. In lane 2, we have Upper St. Clair with Colby Bernard, Matthew Fibby, Ethan Lazinski, and Whit Burns. Lane 3, Upper St. Clair, Ethan Neal, Andrew White, Alexi Shabanaw, and Max Shipley. Lane 6, Peters Township, Ryan Rose, Justin Mahalan, Michael Pazukanix, and Alex Haig. And in lane 8, we have Peters Township, Jacob Langlaw, Ian McChesney, Austin Chris, and Rishi Gochanini. Ryan Rose has Peters Township in lane 6, out in front of Ethan Neal in lane 3. Colby Bernard hanging it right in there on Ethan Neal's hip, not letting him get away. With Luke Bishop in 4th and Jacob Langlaw in 5th. About to hand off. Ryan Rose touches just slightly ahead of Ethan Neal. Ryan Rose in lane 6 handing off to Justin Mulholland. Ethan Neal to Andrew White in lane 3. A good race between lanes 3 and 6. Lane 2, we've got Colby Bernard handing off to Matthew Fibby. And in lane 1, Luke Bishop to Boshi Dong. Lane 8, Jacob Langlaw to Ian McChesney. Lane 3 and 6 remain pretty tightly locked in a race for first. With Matthew Fibby extending his lead for third, followed by Boshi Dong in lane 1 and Ian McChesney in 8. So in lane 3, Andrew White handed off to Alexi Shabanaw, who has a slight lead over lane 6, where Justin Mulholland handed off to Michael Pazukanix. In lane 2, Matthew Fibby handed off to Ethan Lazinski. Lane 1, Boshi Dong to Mahesh Lakshminayaran. And over in lane 8, Ian McChesney to Austin Chris. Lanes 3 and 6 are heading down for their final exchange. And we've got Alexi Shabanaw handing off to Max Shipley in 3, and Michael Pazukanix to Alex Haig in 6. Remains a very close race for first. We'll see where they flip, where their times are. Looks like Max Shipley may have a slight edge. Ethan Lazinski just handed off to Whit Burns in lane 2. Mahesh Lakshminayaran is going to hand off to Noah Levine in lane 1. And they split just hundredths apart between lane 3 and 6. So it's going to come down to this final 25. Looks like it's going to go to Max Shipley. And it does. Max Shipley touches first for Upper St. Clair in lane 3 with a 3:22.48. And in lane 6, finishing in second place, Peters Township, 3:23.01. We'll have Upper St. Clair in lane 2 finishing third with a 3:40.62. Upper St. Clair in lane 1 will be finishing fourth. with a 3:59.17. And Peters Township in lane 8 will be finishing 5th with a 4:08.40.
Township girls 87.
Upper St. Clair, the final score, girls 89, boys 87. Upper St. Clair girls 89, Peters Township 87. And the boys' score was 96 Upper St. Clair, 79 Peters Township. Thanks for watching. Signing off, our last dual meet of the season. Thanks for all your support. We appreciate it.